And then we also
did a lot of reflection.
Yes. Welcome back to Weekly Highlights, October 18th through the 24th.
As you can see from the description, this week was filled with recovery, reflection, and repair. Doesn't that sound exciting?
It was exciting.
So, recovery, we had a busy weekend with family visiting, and then we ended the weekend with family pictures and a birthday celebration for my sister, which was a lot of fun. But if you watched last week's vlog, you'll know I didn't get very much sleep last week. So I needed a lot of recovery, and the kids did as well, because one of them asked if we could take Monday off of school, and we thought that was a great idea. We were all really exhausted, and because we are homeschooling this year, we thought, why not take advantage of the fact that we get to make our own schedule. Mm-hmm. So we actually all really enjoyed that, except maybe you.
Yeah,
because you still worked.
Yeah, I slept in a little bit. I maybe worked a little bit less, but the overall feel and the vibe of the day was relaxed, though.
Yeah, it felt like a weekend, which is exactly what we were looking for, and that was really awesome. But we actually really did need the extra rest, because come Tuesday, then we had cold symptoms start running through the house. So one of the kids got cold symptoms, and you did, then the other one. So recovery. It was a really relaxed, chill week, because somebody was camped out on the couch sick each day.
Yeah. Which is fine. We haven't had a sick day in a long time.
It's been a really long time since somebody's been sick, so that was fine, yeah. Yeah,
we got through. But it's recovery. Number one, recovery. And we're still working on it. It's
You're still recovering.
Still recovering. And then we also
did a lot of reflection.
Yes.
Which is typical for us to do reflection, but it was a big part of the week this week. Mm-hmm. Really deciding things like, how do we want to show up in certain roles that we play? Mm-hmm. Not just with each other, but with extended family and, jobs and stuff as well.
Just jobs and, income and working overall. How do we want to put our spin on it? How do we want to approach it from our perspective, our thoughts, our needs, our wants, I guess, our dreams, whatever you want to fill in. Just purposefully thinking about what we want.
What we want.
Yeah, and reflecting on that.
Exactly.
And starting with what we want, and then trying to fit that into our lives. And deliberately putting it together and creating the life, rather than just kind of letting the weeks go by. And we've been talking about this, I think, together, and I think on the videos too, of just living a purposeful life and trying to make sure the weeks don't just fly by,
which is what normally happens. It seems like so many years we said, this is the year we're going to do something, and then a week goes by, a month goes by, half a year's gone by, and we're like, oh my gosh, what the heck's happened to the time? So really just being deliberate about what we want to do together, what we want our lives to look like, and how we want to create our future, and feel good all along the way, really. So lots of reflection.
And part of it too is, how we want to show up in those things. Not just like, what do we want to do, how do we want to do it, but as the things are happening, how are we reacting, how are we not reacting, how are we, showing up as our best selves and in the right mindset to make these decisions, and instead of just kind of randomly going through it willy-nilly and, maybe making decisions based on the past or what we think should or shouldn't happen. We're focusing a little more on how we feel and
what we want, not what everybody else wants, or not what we should want or what we should do. Just more of creating a life that is really fun and exciting for us, specifically taking into account our what's the word?
Differences or uniqueness, or
differences,
our perspective.
But also like our unique interests and those kind of things.
The last topic we got theme for this week is repair, which was
always fun.
Always fun.
It actually wasn't so bad, but it always does throw. It can throw you for a quick loop when you're not prepared, because it was rainy this week and we were all feeling under the weather, And then
the roof started to leak, and not a ton, but enough to call our attention and need some towels to kind of soak up some water. So we were on rain duty for a couple days because it rained just about every week.
Probably every day, you mean?
Sorry, it rained just about every day. A little bit, and just it was just enough to get this problem going. So But it was easy to manage.
Oh yeah.
The drips. It wasn't too much, and then we fixed it. Yeah, within the same week it happened. My dad came over and we went on the roof, and he knows a lot more about that stuff than I do. So I was up there cleaning out the gutters, which is my pay grade for that respect. And he was doing some repairs. So I hate going on the roof. I shouldn't say I hate it, but I really don't enjoy it. But every time I get up there, it feels a little better, and I get a little more comfortable. It just takes a few minutes to kind of settle in and realize I'm not going to fall off probably, and everything's going to be just fine. But it takes me a little while to kind of get to that point.
For sure. But the gutters really needed to be done, and the roof actually really needed to be repaired.
Yeah, definitely.
And so it was nice to be able to get those things done right away, really close to when the leak happened.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all the leaves fell, so it wasn't like we're waiting on that, and then we have to clean up the gutters again and get the leaves out. It was a good time to do the repairs. Winter is coming, so we want to get all that stuff taken care of before then, obviously.
Right, because we get lots of snow on the roof in the winters here. In fact, the last 2 winters, I think we were up on the roof shoveling it off. So you definitely don't want to go into winter with any leaks.
No problem.
For sure. And now those gutters are nice and clear.
Looking good.
And then we got the yard cleaned up, so that was a big deal. Every year it seems like we miss the mark on getting the yard fully cleaned up, the leaves fully cleaned up before the snow accumulates. So this year we did get all the leaves up off of the ground.
White's Lawn Service.
Good thing we did get it done that day.
Oh yeah, and the yard cleanup went great. It was cold and it was wet. He did a great job, and
it was raining a little bit.
And we had a lot of leaves, a lot of pine needles. We've got trees all around us, and so it's beautiful, but it's a big pile to clean up, and that's just the way it goes. And he got it done, and just as he was finishing up, the first snowflakes
of the year
started to fly. So it's perfect timing. It seems every time this year, the transition from summer to fall to winter just kind of happens.
I kind of had a little bet going with one of the kids. I had asked them when they thought that the first snow would fly, and they thought November, but we got it in October. We usually do get some snowflakes in October. But it didn't accumulate, but the snowflakes did fly. It made us feel really great about getting everything done on time. So we have 2 pool projects. 2 more things to do to get the pool closed down for the year, and we should be all set.
We had to find
and we're still working on the piano.
Oh yeah, that's a whole other process. But yeah, we're getting there. Move forward on that too. And how'd you feel this week? Sick? Tired?
Yeah, I felt low energy, but even though my energy was really low, my emotions were up. So I didn't feel good physically, but I felt really good emotionally. So I would say I was much more hopeful, optimistic, excited even. It just, maybe because my energy was down, I had more time to reflect on how I felt about everything coming up. So I felt so much better this week. It's amazing what a good night's sleep will do for a person's psyche.
I felt kind of the opposite. I had a lot of things up in the air, the roof leaking, and then I pulled the handle off the washing machine. I pulled the handle off the freezer. And it wasn't like I was
We forgot to add those into the repair.
It's all good. It wasn't like, I'm pissed off, I can't get the washing machine open. It's just the door was locked, the door unlocked, but it wasn't unlocked, and whoosh, plastic handle comes right off the washing machine. The next day, the handle comes off the freezer, and they're both, fixed and they're fine, but it was just
the roof leaking, the handle, we weren't sure we were going to actually get the washing machine open without the handle on there.
We got it
because we're good like that. And then the the freezer. And it's the new freezer. We just got that freezer this year.
Oh, yeah, a few months
So
ago.
we just replaced our refrigerator, and then he just opens it up gently besides.
Yeah, and none of it was
And it comes off in his hands, which was funny for the rest of us.
Handed it over to you and walked away. That was the last thing, and I was like, you know what? I was already crabby about the washing machine the day before.
Like, take this repair. I need to go recover and reflect.
True that. So it was a tougher week for me, I think. Just a lot of uncertainty with decision making and with physical things going on around the house, and just a lot. So I don't want to say pessimistic, but I was kind of on that uncertainty realm where I didn't feel great throughout the week. But everything is usually not as big of a deal as I make it. I'm trying to learn that as I go through life. The roof's leaking. Okay. It was fixed in about an hour.
We are starting to realize that worry isn't necessary, that it doesn't help us move forward at all. It doesn't help us get the tasks done. It actually makes it harder for us to do things. So we're really playing around with worry. And do we need to worry about the roof in order to get it leaked? Do we need to worry about... Oh, sorry, fixed.
We do need to worry... No. We don't need to worry about the roof in order to get it fixed. But it's natural human tendency, I think, to just put the worry.
I think that it's a practiced behavior that isn't maybe natural to us, but learned behavior.
Natural human tendency or learned behavior?
What do you think?
It's a good question, though, and probably one.
That's an interesting topic. I would be interested to know what people think about that.
Well, maybe we'll have to have a separate video on that. It sounds something fun to talk about. But anyway, that really wraps up the week. Recovery, reflection, repair.
Mm-hmm. Next week, we're hoping to continue the recovery.
Yeah. Yes.
Get the piano booked,
settled, and
planned out, get that settled up, and get some progress on what we want to do together.
Yes.
We want to continue to go through that Disciplined Entrepreneur book. And that's whole nother topic.
A whole nother topic.
But send your good thoughts our way for continued recovery. We all really want to feel so much better next week.
Yes.
And really start,
moving forward.
Seeing
what's next. Thanks for checking this out.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out with us. See you next week.
See ya. Welcome back. I don't like that. Welcome back.
Thanks. I don't know. Blah, 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 blah. My hair looks terrible.
The hair looks terrible. That's recovered, reflection, repair,
and hair.
Hair care. Whole nother reason to be like, wow, cut that part.